Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to talk about Beachbody again, of course, today. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. It's something that I have a lot of emotions towards. I have a lot of experience with, and I have a little update for you guys. It's been about a month now since I have been out of Beachbody, and I have a lot of, not a lot, but I have some things to mention that I still am noticing that is bugging me and kind of holding on to my mindset, and it's still kind of being toxic in my world. So I have a few things I would like to mention about why I'm still struggling even though I'm out of Beachbody. So this is how Beachbody has messed up my mind, and this is probably part one. This is going to be about month one update. Hopefully I don't need to make another one. Hopefully I can just kind of be more positive after this, but I have noticed some things that aren't that great and kind of toxic, and so I do want to mention that and see if you guys relate at all, because you guys have been coming into my DMs and we're talking about things and we're validating our feelings, and I think that's so important. And yes, I'm not blaming all of this stuff on Beachbody alone. I'm sure there's other factors in my life, but I do think that some of these are still hard for me to get over, where it is something that came out of Beachbody. So I do want to touch on these. As you guys know, I like to be very transparent. I like to bring the full view and the full picture of everything, the good, the bad, the ugly in MLMs, and especially Beachbody. Of course, I think it's brought some good into my life, but I think a lot of it is toxic and it needs to be talked about. That's why the anti-MLM community is here, is because we need to get this word out, and a lot of us have been involved where it speaks volumes in my opinion. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna say some positives at the end. Right now we're gonna talk about kind of the toxic things that are still happening in my life even though I'm out of Beachbody. Quarantine and everything, with everything going on, I hope you guys are doing well with everything. It's a weird time, so of course be gentle with yourself. I know a lot of us are off our rocker, a lot of us are off our game, and that's okay. Just continue to be gentle with yourself, continue to listen to yourself, give yourself some grace. So with this first one, I've noticed that I'm not following the container system anymore, and I haven't for the past couple months, even if I was still in Beachbody, and it's because it wasn't sustainable anymore. It became really restrictive for my goals, and my caloric intake that I should have been taking in was just really low. And I know me and another YouTube anti-MLMer, we're talking about nutrition side, and we're collabing a little bit, and we're kind of just putting our minds together and doing some research and reaching out to people, and we're really looking into the nutrition side of things, because what I was recommended in Beachbody was very restrictive, and I think it really put a toll on my body, and I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. It's very personal, but I do want to talk about it because I think it's important. I'm not saying it's all because of Beachbody, of course, but I do think it has something to do with how I was treating my body. So around the containers and everything, I feel really guilty now. So when I'm eating, I feel extremely guilty if I have more than 2 carb servings basically. So in the Beachbody world, in the morning it's been very common for me to have eggs, maybe turkey bacon, and toast, right? 1 piece of toast would be considered a carb in Beachbody. I have 2 pieces of toast, okay? And that's not the only carb I've been having in my day. But if I reach over that 2, I get really guilty. I kind of start thinking to myself, well, wow, I'm just screwing myself over. I'm doing all this toxic stuff to my body, and it's not the case. I've been eating way more than my 2 servings of carbs a day lately, and I'm getting into it. I haven't also been working out. So in the Beachbody world, it's all about working out, right? It's about the nutrition plans, it's about working out. And a lot of the coaches are like daily advocates of working out, and everyone has their own opinion, everyone has their own reasonings, but when we were told in trainings, it was to be a leader, be an example, you know, be the leader, and it's to be a product of the product kind of a thing. So it's like we're told not to really have breaks. In an indirect way is to really just be on our game, get a transformation, all of the things. And so that can be really toxic, because that can be really difficult for people. And so when that mindset's there, it's like, well, my only focus was, am I getting a transformation? Am I getting a transformation? Oh my gosh, I ate too much this week. Why am I even a coach kind of thing? So that mindset was really toxic. And so now I am eating more carbs. I'm eating more food, period. I'm not working out as much with the quarantine and everything, and I know this has a lot to do with a lot of things with the quarantine, with me leaving Beachbody and just kind of breathing and thinking and reevaluating. I'm not working out nearly as much as I did in Beachbody, and I know I need to get back into my game, and I will, and I have been, just slowly but surely. And I have noticed a big change, and I'm gonna get into that right now. But these past 2 months, this is a little TMI, so I'm an open book, you guys, so I hope you guys are okay with that. So if you're a dude watching this, I'm gonna talk about my lady Dot. So I had got off my birth control last May, so basically a year ago. So in the combination of that with working out 6 to 7 days out of the week forever since then, and before then eating very consciously, I would say, and maybe my birth control was just cycling out and everything. So since all that, so since stopping my birth control in May, my periods were 36-day cycles, right? Which is fairly normal. It's a little longer, but then it kept rising. 38, 41, 43, 46, 48, 50-day cycles, which is really hard because you don't know what there's no way to track it, you know, you don't have no idea what you're doing, really. You have no idea. And I know there are ways to track, but it's just really frustrating in some aspects. And so when that was happening, I was like, why is it doing that? And so since, it's just pretty ironic to me, you guys. So since stopping the 6 to 7 day workouts, and I was like jumping around, I was doing the intense high cardio workouts, and since eating more foods, my period from one cycle to the next, it was at 50 day, 51 maybe, jumped to 30 days. It went back down to 30-day cycles. I don't know if that was the pill just regulating. I don't know if it was a combination of that and me fueling my body like it needs to be fueled for my body to work as a woman, or what was going on, if I was just over-exercising, over-exerting, and under-eating. I don't know what that is, but I got my period back on day 30, and I've only had 2 cycles since that happened, and the next one was on day 34. So I'm going to keep monitoring it, but it feels really exciting to kind of know that maybe it's starting to regulate again. So I've been very conscious of, and that's why I think I'm kind of nervous of bringing in working out and stuff again, because I want that to continue. TMI, I understand, but that is what I noticed, and I think it's very interesting. It was just very discouraging there for a while because I just didn't know what the heck was going on with my body. So I was like, why is my body doing this? I don't know. Now, another thing, on the daily, I feel this overwhelming pressure to post on social media all of the time. If you guys watched my last video on the handbook and how I went over that, and in that handbook, it really kind of shows you how often you have to be on social media, and even in the trainings, it was told to be even more than what that handbook even said. So now what happens is, I've noticed is every day, if I'm not active on my stories, if I'm not starting in the morning, if I, like today, for example, it was a very quiet day on my stories. I woke up with a headache, like I just wasn't feeling it. I was supposed to film earlier today, so now I feel better now, so I'm filming now. And I just felt like I didn't want to be on my stories, and that's more than okay as a content creator. But with Beachbody, they always want you on your stories. They want you showing up. They want you to be that icon that's always in front of people. They want you in people's faces. That's what they have said. And so when I'm like today, for example, I felt really guilty for not being on my stories. I would have to stop and tell myself, Megan, you don't have to show up like that anymore. You're not expected to do that anymore. You can be you. If you need to have a day off, take a day off. Show up when you need to, show up when you have value to give, and not just to throw things up there, and it's okay. But that's something I really noticed is, like, if I'm not posting on social media, then I feel like I'm failing. I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressing out, and it's just an uneasy feeling, and it's really hard to relax when you have that on your mind all the time. And maybe that's another reason with my whole cycle thing. Like, I was constantly like, okay, am I doing this? Am I doing that? Am I doing this? Overwhelmed, stressed, anxiety, all this stuff going through my head, because when you're in Beachbody, you are living, sleeping, walking, breathing, all the things Beachbody, because you're in the chats, you're on the trainings, you have to be on social media, you're in the DMs, you're inviting, you're checking people's statuses for rank holding and all the different things. So when it's shown that it's that easy and it's only 30 minutes a day, it's not. There's so much pressure on you as a coach. Well, not only that, you're helping your challengers, you're sending out emails, you're in your challenge group, you're answering any questions, you're tailoring to everyone, and it's like, where is our time? Where is our alone time that we need to be mentally strong and okay? And that gets really hard. That's something that they preach, but it's really hard to even have that when you have all of this stuff over your shoulders. I'm out of it, and I still feel that pressure to be and showing up and all the crazy things. And that's why I feel like I need to say this, because I know I had someone reach out to me the other day, and they're telling me they were in it for 7 years. How did this work? Anyways, it's been a significant amount of time, and they're still feeling some feelings that they had from Beachbody, and that is just crazy. And I totally relate with that. That's why I'm bringing this up, because I want you to feel validated. I want you to feel like it's okay to feel still a little off from that. And if you need to talk, let me know. Come chat with me on Instagram at meganmariesip. That's totally fine. I'm here to talk. I think it helps to speak everything out and have a friend or friends to talk to. So that feels really, really good. So that's one thing I've really noticed, is if I'm not showing up on social media consistently and constantly. I think there's a difference between consistently and constantly. Of course, I probably shouldn't, as a content creator, take like a full week off, not post a dang thing. You know, all the things, especially in this season of trying to grow and develop and kind of get my name out there and get my voice out there. There's a difference between that and showing up every hour or several times and having this huge message to say all the time. It's the same message, it seems like, you know, all the different things. I think it's just crazy. You know, I feel guilty for not working out. I feel guilty for not eating as little as I used to. I feel guilty for, you know, taking some time off social media or taking some time off from working out. Just taking some time off for me, I feel really guilty of doing sometimes, and that just shouldn't be the case. Like, we need to have our decompress, we need to have our time off so we can be on, and when we're on, we're even better. Another thing I've noticed, I want to let you guys know, like, I haven't been working out that great. I've been kind of eating whatever I want. Yes, I might be having a little bit more fluff, but I feel really good with who I am now. I feel really strong or whatever, but I do not notice a whole lot of weight gain. And so I'm just saying, obviously everyone's their own body. Everyone's different. They react differently to different things. A couple weeks, a week will not hurt you if you need your time away from anything. So I'm just saying that. So another thing is, like I said, this kind of ties in with the last point, is I feel like I constantly have to be doing something. I feel like I constantly have to be checking my phone, checking my DMs, and I do that now anyways because I'm responding to comments and everything, so it's actually really fun. But I feel like I have to always do something, otherwise I'm failing. If I want to take an afternoon off and watch some YouTube or go sit outside on the patio, I feel, or just do absolutely nothing, I feel like I'm failing, because in Beachbody we're told to, I remember a time, and I said this before on one of my stories or on one of my videos, that we were basically guilt tripped for watching The Bachelor or Netflix. I can't remember which show it was, but on a team call, they noticed that someone was posting about watching The Bachelor or Netflix or something, and they were getting called out for that when they could have been inviting. It's like that kind of pressure. So when I feel like I want to decompress and I feel like I want to just not do anything, in my head I'm like, okay, I should be doing this, I should be doing this. Like all day today I was like, I need to get my filming done. There's a difference between like having the pressure to get things done that you need to get done, but then there's that pressure of, you literally, it's fine, settle down, like you're ahead, you're okay, you can take a couple days, you have all these days to film if you need to and edit and everything, you're fine. But in my head I'm like, I need to do this, I can't do this, I shouldn't be doing this, like that kind of thing, and that's wrong. That just kind of ties into feeling inadequate sometimes. I feel like you're not doing good enough, you know, you're not staying busy, so you're not doing good enough, hence that. No, it's like called work smarter, not harder kind of a thing in my eyes. So I just wanted to validate the feelings for you guys. That was just a few things that I've noticed in the 1 month I've been off. So I do want to talk about some positives. I mean, they're not like necessarily huge positives, but they're positives to me. Saving money. I'm not spending on Shakeology, wasting money on Shakeology, you know, the products I'm not really doing anymore, so it just feels good to not have that consistent active status being pulled and Adam's active status and all the things. It just feels really nice to not have to do that anymore and spend a lot of money basically. I'm just happy to have that in and just stay here so we can do that for our family, what we need to do best for our family. So I'm really excited about that. Again, my cycle is a huge positive to have that kind of seeming to be on track. I hope I'm not jinxing it, so let's hope. Send good vibes please, because I just like to have normalcy going on, I feel like. So this is a huge positive. This channel, I was able to go through something like that and to bring my experience and my emotions and all the things to you guys so you can feel validated, so we can connect, so we can feel similar, because there's too many people who go unnoticed. There's too many stories that aren't being told. There's too many feelings that are just being, who cares, because the top people are overriding those feelings sometimes, and they make it feel inadequate when it's definitely not the case. You need to be okay with how you feel in your decision to leave, and the reason of leaving is very valid. So I'm always here for you, I'm always here to talk, and I think that's a huge positive and blessing that I got to, like the whole Beachbody experience brought, is that it's bringing me to where I want it to be, and that's YouTube. I've always said that. I really think YouTube's awesome, so I'm really excited as I'm kind of growing this small community here. It's been really exciting to chat with you and to get to meet you guys and to connect and share stories. That reminds me, if you guys want to share your stories but you're a little scared or you don't want to get in front of the camera, you don't want your name out there, I'm more than happy to share your story for you. So in the comments section down below, I have it pinned there. You can submit your story, and there's other options in there for you to choose from. So I'm more than happy to do that. I'm just collecting so I can put together a pretty good video for that. So that is in the works, and so I'm so happy to sit here and chat with you today, and I hope this helped you. I'm very curious in the comments down below, what are you guys, I mean, if you were in Beachbody or any MLM for that matter, or if you're still in it, what feelings do you relate at all with any of these feelings? What other feelings do you have? I would love to know. Make sure to like or dislike. Either way, it helps me out, honestly. But of course, like is always a better option. Subscribe. I would love to have you in my community. Make sure to bring some good into your day, okay? So I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.